What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all having a great day. Let's talk about Evoker. We're going to talk about Scalecommander Devastation Evoker. So this is just for Dev. I haven't done AUG yet. We'll get there. That's going to be the day I play AUG is going to be an interesting day. Anyway, we're going to talk about Devastation Evoker, and Scalecommander is quite good. I've got a dungeon for you. I want to talk about the talents first, but it's good. It's just really good. That's the TLDR. This thing's awesome. It feels good. It's about as cool as you think it's going to be. This all revolves around mass disintegrate, of course. And rotationally, you're going to basically start thinking about using your empowered spells. Every time you do that, you get a mass disintegrate. Now, you don't have to weave your empowered spells in between your mass disintegrates. That's something I thought I had to do at the beginning when I first started trying this. You don't. You can just do 2 empowered spells and then do 2 mass disintegrates back to back if you want to. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to show you a rotation here. Let's just talk about this whole tree here. This essentially revolves around mass disintegrate and deep breath. Deep breath becomes a very important ability. So I think on your tree, I've highlighted deep breath talents here. I think you're going to want to take every deep breath talent that you can. Of course, extra damage from lay waste. You need the cooldown reduction on Onyx Legacy. And then you're going to want, I would say, imminent destruction. Now, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I don't play Devastation Evoker as my main or anything like that. It's just something that I've learned how to play, but I'm not super good at it. So if this talent doesn't make sense, then let me know. But I think it kind of does, because you're going to be casting Disintegrate a lot more often than normal because of Wing Leader. So bombardments reduce the cooldown of deep breath by 1 second up to 3 seconds. Bombardments are these things right here. So mass disintegrate, when you cast it, it marks your primary target for 10 seconds. Now, make sure you understand that wording there, primary target. So you're going to get 3 disintegrates. It only marks the middle one, the one that you're focused on. You and your allies have a chance to trigger a bombardment when attacking marked targets, which is really, really cool. So whenever this happens, you reduce the cooldown of deep breath, which essentially means, from my testing, that deep breath has become basically a 30-second cooldown if you're doing this correctly. Now, because it only marks your primary target, I would say you want to tab target your disintegrate if you want to min-max this sucker. So I would say, like, you're going to do your 2 empowered spells, and then you have 2 mass disintegrates. You go mass disintegrate here, and then you tab target, mass disintegrate there. It's going to hit all the different targets that it's going to hit, but then it's going to mark 2 primary targets, and then you have double the chance of getting bombardments, which is doubling your chances of cooling down deep breath, which means you can start the cycle all over again. Does that make sense? So here's what this is going to kind of look like rotationally. I think you're going to go deep breath into Dragon Rage. They did slightly nerf Dragon Rage. It doesn't go infinite anymore, not infinite, but you know what I mean? I think it's been like this for a little while, but this is capped now. If it wasn't already been capped earlier, I'm not too sure. It's capped in the War Within. So you can't get like a 30 or 40 second Dragon Rage anymore. That's just not possible. You can only ever get basically 18 seconds plus 16. I guess you can't get like a minute, sorry, like a 1 minute Dragon Rage. You can get like a 35-second Dragon Rage, I think, if you're doing this correctly, but you can't get like a 1 minute one. So the point is, I think you go deep breath into Dragon Rage, into double empowered spell, into double disintegrate with your tab targeting that second disintegrate. Here's what it kind of looks like. Okay, this is only on 4 targets, so just be aware. You can stop your deep breath by pressing the same button again. This is something I made a mistake on when I was talking about this earlier, like a week ago, because it makes all my buttons gray out, so it didn't feel like I could press it again. But you can stop your deep breath, which is great. So we go, you can also steer your deep breath now. Here we go, deep breath. I'm gonna stop it. We're gonna go fire breath, sorry, into a tip the scales eternity surge, which I just messed up. Now I have 2 mass disintegrates. I'm gonna tab target the second one. So now I have 2 targets marked for destruction. I forgot to Dragon Rage. Oh my god, I forgot Dragon Rage. We'll do this again. We'll do it again. I'll show it to you again. Again, this is why I'm not very good at this. But the point is, you're gonna mark those 2 enemies. You're gonna get to mark 2 of them, which is going to double your chances of reducing the cooldown on deep breath, which is awesome. Okay. Let's get deep breath back, and then I can try this again. The bottom line, I would say, for the rotation is that it seems like you're working with a 30-second to maybe 40-second deep breath rotation, depending on how well you're playing it. I'm not playing it very well because I'm garbage, but that's just the way it is. But I think that this deep breath cooldown reduction is going to be really, really cool. And you're going to be able to play around with this. Like, it's like a 30 to 40 second window. Of course, your Dragon Rage is always a 2-minute window, but you have basically a 30 to 40 second window here, which is awesome. I love that. I think that's a really great design, and it feels good when you're playing it. Okay, here we go. One more time. We're going to try it here. We're going to go deep breath into our Dragon Rage, into our 2 empowered spells. So deep breath. Here we go. And then we're going to go Dragon Rage, Fire Breath, Eternity Surge. Okay, then we'll go Mass Disintegrate. Then we go tab target, Mass Disintegrate. Okay, then we go crazy with our Pyre here. And you can see our deep breaths getting cooled down here. Okay, we got our Eternity Surge back. We're gonna send it, and we're gonna send our deep breath. Then we're gonna go double disintegrate. Double disintegrate. There we go. And we're doing big damage. And our deep breath is going to be back very, very soon. Eternity Surge is back again. So the cooldown of Eternity Surge is quite low now, which is really, really cool. And then there we go. Our deep breath is back. So how long have we been in combat here? That's 37 seconds. So our deep breath came back in 37 seconds with me probably playing very poorly. Okay, I just want to like highlight that. That's how quickly you can get this sucker back. And again, you're going to want to use it a lot because deep breath does its own volcanic damage now over 12 seconds. The bombardments are reducing that cooldown, and deep breath causes enemies to take 20% increased damage from your bombardments and essence abilities. So you really, it's all about getting deep breath back and then just doing your rotation really cleanly, getting your empowered spells out as quickly as you can, all that kind of stuff, and then obviously getting the mass disintegrate damage, which is awesome. That's kind of how this ends up working. So yeah, I think that it is solid. It feels really fun to play, and the damage is like really, really big. I just wanted to highlight some of that rotational stuff because I think that it's important. There's my first deep breath there, and then I'm doing this the wrong way. I'm doing empowered spell disintegrate, because I thought you had to do that. You don't. It's better to get both of your empowered spells off cooldown, right? For sure. That was just like 3-target cleave right there. Right now. I guess we'll just Dragon Rage, right? Yeah, good thing that's not lit up. So then, yeah, I probably shouldn't have. I don't know. I'm not doing this totally correctly. You guys will understand how to do this better than me. But the bottom line is, it doesn't really matter. The damage of this thing is crazy. It's crazy, dude. Like every pack, I'm just pumping damage. I'm doing 700k right now. On bigger AoE packs, when I get deep breath back, it ends up being way bigger. I'm gonna hold my deep breath here because obviously there's only one target left. It's looking good. So now, here we go. Here comes a big deep breath here. Okay, hold on. And you can steer it, and then you can cancel it. There we go. Cancel it into fire breath, into a tip the scales eternity surge. Oh, I'm interested in this. Ready? Tip the scales. Oh my God! Look at our. And there's our damage, right? 1.3 mil. Like, we're just pumping, right? And I probably did it wrong. So imagine if you were doing it right, your damage would be crazy, right? So I think it's just going to this is going to be really good. Now, my deep breath is not back for this pack. So again, I think if you play completely optimally, your deep breath will probably be coming back. I'm not entirely sure if you want a full channel Eternity Surge or not. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that I should. Like, is it better to just cast my other abilities to get my empowered spells off cooldown quicker so that I can get my mass disintegrates more quickly? Do you see what I'm saying? It's either like you don't full channel Eternity Surge, so you're gonna lose damage there, but then you can cool down Eternity Surge quicker to get it back so you can cast mass disintegrate, or you full channel the Eternity Surge because you think it's worth the damage. I don't know about that. I suspect it's better to get your mass disintegrates back. There's a weird deep breath. Here we go. We're doing disintegrate. This is basically single target. There was a couple of AoE there's a couple of AoE guys there. So here we go. But there's an Eternity Surge. You don't have to full channel it on single target because it only hits one target anyway, which is great. Then I'm just doing like Living Flame into disintegrates, of course, to do as much damage as possible. And we're doing about 500k right now. You can see there. It's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to do Fire Breath again into Eternity Surge. Actually, we're getting a bunch of mobs, so this was nice. Now, there's a fire breath into an eternity surge. Again, I'm spacing them out incorrectly. I do full channel this one, I think, basically. There we go. And then I get another disintegrate off. It's quite good. I mean, it's just very, very good. The cooldown of deep breath is almost back. I've already used it once this fight, so it's almost back right now. I do end up healing a guy there. I could deep breath right now. I don't think I'm paying attention to it, so that's on me. Just not really. There we go. I definitely deep breath there. You do want to prioritize deep breath. That's a big one for sure. I think we end up dying here to the, yeah. These guys are just, anyway. You do want to prioritize deep breath because it does make enemies take 20% more damage from all your stuff, which is very, very important. I'm just going to skip ahead here to, I think, the boss fight if I can. There isn't really a good AoE pack, I don't think. Let me just try to skip ahead here. It's all just like small 3-4 target cleave here. Oh yeah, there's this weird moment where the tank just left me. So yeah, there's also the extra utility that you're getting at a deep breath because on the class tree you're taking the stun, which is really, really cool. I'm just fighting these guys by myself, by the way, but you do get that extra stun, which is very, very cool. And then we have a really bad sequence of events go on here, so we're just going to skip up ahead. But that extra utility that you're getting from deep breath, I think, is actually pretty cool. Here we go. We finally get to the guy. We're going to start this boss fight. Here's 2-target cleave. This is great for your mass disintegrate build. Yeah, it hits 3 targets, but if you have a 2-target cleave boss, then you're going to do basic extra damage. Now, unfortunately, these guys separated so far that my disintegrate wasn't hitting both of them if they were like 15 yards apart, 20 yards apart. So that's a little bit annoying on this fight. I don't know if there's any way for you to really solve that. There we go. I'm hitting them here, but I wasn't hitting them there. See what I'm saying? So kind of annoying for us in this build. We're still doing lots of damage, but now that they've stacked up like this, this is great. And even if they jump around, you can see my mass disintegrate follows them, which is really nice because these guys jump around a lot. So this is kind of nice there. But it is a bit strange that if they're too far apart, you're kind of screwed, right? Okay, I have deep breath for this pull right here. This is at least 5 targets here. So we're going to go to the side here and kind of get ready. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. And then we stop it. And then we go fire breath and to a mass disintegrate because, you know, I'm not playing correctly. And then we go eternity surge. These things are dying too quickly, right? But we're doing 1,000,000 damage, guys, on 5 targets. I mean, we're doing just tons of damage. If the target that you're disintegrating yes. It doesn't give you a new target. That's past Zuko talking right there. So if you're disintegrating a target and they die, your disintegrate just fizzles. So you do need to be a little bit careful, like what you're doing in terms of that, who you're targeting. You don't want to target an enemy and then have them die and you lose a bunch of that disintegrate damage that you had going. You want to make sure that your target is at least going to last a little bit longer for that. Now, in Mythic Plus, this won't be as big of a problem because the enemies are going to last a long time, but just be aware of that. If you disintegrate an enemy who's dying, then you're going to lose that single. You won't lose all your disintegrates. Your mass disintegrate, whichever other enemies are getting hit, those will keep getting hit until they die. Still keep getting hit until they die. This is a lot of damage here. Watch this. This is cool. Big deep breath here. Watch the deep breath damage. 1.5 mil, 3 million. 3.2 million burst, and then we disintegrate with fire breath.
Look at our damage.
Yeah. Then I tip the scales on my eternity surge into another disintegrate.
Oh, I messed up the combo for a second there. Unlucky.
I did, yeah, but you can see, guys, the damage is fine. I'm telling you, the damage is really good, and it's quite simple in terms of what you have to do. I really like that. Now, managing your dragon rage, making sure you're doing dragon rage correctly, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm not very good at that yet, but you guys who play it, you'll be much better at that than me. So you'll be able to sort of eke out some efficiencies in this, probably even more than I can. But this build is really good. It's just really good. That's the bottom line. It does a lot of damage. It feels strong. It gives you, pardon me, it gives you a little bit of a different DPS profile in terms of this cleave. You're like an arms warrior or a destruction warlock now who's havocing his chaos bolts. Like, you're taking your strongest ability, the one that does the most damage in disintegrate, and you're making that cleave. Like, that is a powerful effect which is, it's just really good. Now on single target, it also buffs your single target damage. It will, the tooltip basically says you get 25% more damage for each enemy that's not being hit by your Disintegrate. So you're gonna get 50% more damage on a single target because those extra 2 targets are, they don't exist. So you're getting 50% more Disintegrate damage just on a single target boss. So it's also good for raid in that sense, which is awesome. Really, really good. Here's a big deep breath into a fire breath, into a Disintegrate, into a Eternity Surge. I'm dying. I did just use my heal, the Renewing Blaze, but it's not enough to keep me alive. Look at our damage. Our damage is just crazy, dude. I was healing the tank. I took aggro from the tank, I think, because that's just how much damage we were doing. This is a 2-target mini boss here.
The damage is just really good.
It is. It's just really good. That's the bottom line. Here's the final boss.
Whoa.
And then we lag out, I think. And then the dungeon's over.
Lagging my game. I can't main this shit.
It's too good. It lags the game. Yeah, we lagged out. We tried to get back in, but it wrecks your whole party and everybody just ended up leaving. So it's good. I just wanted to show you that though. The damage is absolutely solid. It is revolving around this deep breath ability and creating a deep breath kind of damage window. 20% more damage from essence abilities. So again, that's Disintegrate as well. The Disintegrate is just insane how much damage it's actually doing here. You do get a bit more of a different DPS profile now. You get a cleave build, which I think is really, really cool. I do think that Flame Shaper is trying to index more into a mass AoE type damage profile because you can take Firestorm in that build and do a lot more mass AoE. Scalecommander is going to do really good targeted cleave damage, really good priority target damage in Mythic Plus. It also buffs your single target damage because of how Mass Disintegrate works. The bombardments are going to be cooling down your deep breath, giving you probably a 30 to 40 second deep breath. I would say in Lust, it's definitely like a 30-second deep breath, which again is just going to repeat this whole cycle and make it even better. So I really like this build. Actually, it's a lot of fun to play, and I think it absolutely slaps in Mythic Plus, and it's going to be good in raids. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you all. I will continue to cover builds in the War Within, so stay tuned for the next one. See you later.